Number 1. The tutorial is too tough. This manhwa showcases mental illness. This man is a fool. You see, I fancy myself a gamer, but if a magical prompt appeared and asked me what difficulty I wanted for anything, why, for the love of all that is good, would I choose hell? Not easy, not normal, not hard, but hell. Protag-kun is dumb enough to do that, and the story follows him as the only survivor in hell difficulty. He's not broken enough to beat it, and no one else is broken enough to survive at all, so he's stuck. And we get to laugh at him. I didn't mind reading this one. It was alright. Number 2. The Dragon Bride. Officer, this man right here. I'm an understanding guy, and I disagree with how high some countries have their ages of consent, but jeez, you cannot expect me to go in with an open mind when the female lead looks like this, and the male lead looks like this when they first meet. Okay, the way it ends up being executed is less creepy because they don't remember each other when they meet as adults, and it's actually an endearing love story about Stockholm Syndrome with a prisoner of war, but I'm telling you, whoever wrote this is on thin ice. Number 3. Purple Hyacinth. Absolute cinema. If I've ever read a webtoon with that aura stuff the kids these days keep talking about, this would have to be it. A down-on-her-luck former detective teams up with the capital's most notorious assassin because she wants revenge and he wants out. I haven't seen too much yet, but I think this takes the romance route, and after looking at this guy, I can understand why. Number 4. Tower of God. Number 5. Ordeal. Hey, cool old man, awesome. That's my favorite character in every... Oh. I don't like this anymore. Cool superpowers, great art, underdog protagonist on a revenge quest. I just personally couldn't get into this because I don't connect with any of the characters and don't care what happens to them. Number 6. The Greatest Estate Developer. What happens when a civil engineer meets a fantasy world? Peak. This guy was a broke orphan who suffered through life, but now that he's in a world which completely lacks his mastery over architecture, he sets his goal as making a fortune by redesigning the world, and he has an awesome adventure with the magical creatures that help him and the reluctant knight that protects him. Number 7. I Am the Villain. I'll be honest, we have way too many stories where the main character enters a book as the villain, then romance happens. But when I saw this sequence 10 seconds in, I knew it wouldn't take itself too seriously. It's a cozy read with a somewhat interesting underlying plot, and I didn't mind reading it all too much. Number 8. Operation True Love. This one's a real problem. It's a low fantasy romance with this girl who gets a magical phone that tells her she'll never be loved. I have a criticism of this, and it's really serious. The main love interests are way too perfect. How am I supposed to root for one of them if it means the other gets his heart broken? If you love love, you'll fall in love with this. Give it a chance. Number 9. I'm the Grim Reaper. Unfunny jokes aside, this provides an interesting look at the concept of morality, and whether right or wrong can be objectively determined using the abstract standards we, as humans, have set for ourselves. The main character is a dead girl pulled right out of the queue leading to judgment. Satan tells her there was no point being judged at all because she was destined for the lowest level of hell, and instead of sending her right there, he offers her the chance to return to Earth as the Grim Reaper. She has no idea what sins people have committed, but knows that if they have an X on their chest, they're on the list, and if she goes one day without sending one to the afterlife, her time among the living is over. Again. If you're interested in morality or the mystery behind how she was condemned to hell in the first place, give this a read. I'll probably be going back to find out myself. Number 10. Windbreaker. I'm sorry, this was just dreadfully boring to me. I read 60 chapters of cycling, and while the action was fine, none of the characters moved me whatsoever, and I couldn't keep forcing myself to continue. Number 11. Elseed. Normal world, but some people are secretly awakened and have superpowers. I don't care about that though, the cats are cute, the way Jiwoo takes care of them is adorable, and his dynamic with his grumpy friend is wholesome. 10 out of 10. Number 12. Your Throne. We've got body swaps, a medieval fantasy setting, and romance. That describes most of the popular series on Webtoon, but I love highly intellectual characters playing 4D chess, and the dynamic between this lovely lady and her friend/love rival is great, so you should try it. Number 13. The Boxer. The only thing I can say about this as a fact is that it's hype as hell. Renowned coach finds this soulless monster with no screws at all, and we watch his effortless conquest of the boxing world. If I give this the attention it deserves, this video will be 20 minutes longer, so comment down below if you want to have a dedicated video. For now, this made me feel some type of way I don't know if I want to feel again. Number 14. Homesick. Post-apocalyptic thriller following a girl who woke up on a rooftop with no memories and the boy who found her there. It's genuinely very good, but takes so long to get going. I honestly doubt I would have read long enough to enjoy it if I wasn't forcing myself. Every member of the cast is carrying emotional baggage, only amplified by the end of the world, and certain people have bonded with the world-ending creatures to obtain fierce powers, so this survival story gives you plenty to be engaged by. Number 15. Surviving the game as a barbarian. I added this one to the list myself because 16 is funnier than 15. Bro plays a video game, then gets sucked into the video game. I got 2 chapters in, that's all I got. Number 16. Ember Knight. Ember Knight single-handedly delayed this video because I couldn't stop after just 10 chapters. This is the best one I read. I hate whoever recommended it, and I foresee myself reading the prequel in the near future. It's about this pair of twins. One is the village outcast and the other is a famed genius around the country. Outcast kills his brother and takes over his life. Except he kills him because he was forced to, and he's too weak to actually pass for his brother, so he uses his 9 million IQ gigabrain to become king from One Punch Man and deceive people the entire story, as he slowly picks up enough tricks to be able to fend for himself as he plots his revenge. It's more amazing than I make it sound. Go read it while I'm asking nicely. Big thanks to the patrons Bolivar Sanchez, Lucas HF, and Grog for helping make this video possible. Until next time, this has been Ken-chan looking for an excuse to read comics.